Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another lecture for Computer Science 9618 AS level, and today we are going to start our discussion on 11.3 structured programming. Okay, so the first thing we have is procedure. A procedure is a set of programming statements which are grouped together under a single name so that they can be called to perform a task at any point in a program. A procedure usually doesn't return a value. Now, how do you write a procedure? You write the keyword procedure, then you write its name, you put brackets or parentheses, round brackets, then you write whatever lines you need to group under this name, and then end procedure. For example, procedure line, print this end procedure. The procedure can then be called multiple times in a program in a following way. Once you have written these three lines, you can use them infinite times in any given program. And how do you call it? Simply use the keyword call. Wherever you want to produce a line, wherever you want to use the procedure, simply write the keyword call and then write the name of the procedure and write parenthesis. You can also write procedures with parameters. Passing a value to a procedure can be used to modify the actions taken. For example, you can decide the length of line to be output. For example, you output a line 10 times in your program, but every time you use a different length for the line that it is being printed on the screen. That can easily be done by using parameters with the procedure. This is done by passing an argument when the procedure is called to be used as parameter by the actual procedure. And how you can do that? Simply procedure name, then you inside the parenthesis you write the variable name you want to use as a parameter and then give its data type. Then you write all the lines you want to combine under this procedure that are going to use this parameter. And then finally at the end, once you are done, simply write end procedure. For example, we are doing the same print a line procedure, but we want to produce variable lengths of line every time. So it can be done like this: procedure line num integer, this would be used as a parameter, declare count as integer, declare line as a string. For count 1 to num, line would be equal to line, and this is the concatenation operator, and a single dash. Next count, print line and procedure. So basically whatever you choose over here, 10, 15, 20, that many dashes would be printed, or that length of line would be printed on screen when this procedure is run. Calling this procedure is obviously done with the parameters. For example, you can do it like this: call, then write the procedure name and then directly pass the argument like 7, or put the value inside a variable and then use that variable or pass that variable on as a parameter. Then we have functions. Again, functions are also a group of programming statements which have been given a single name or that have been tied down under a single name. The only difference between them and a procedure, rather I should say the main difference between functions and procedure, is that procedure never returns a value, whereas a function always returns a value. In the keyword return is used as one of the statements in a function to specify the value to be returned. It is usually the last statement in the function definition. How do you write a function? Syntax is simple. Function identifier means you write some name for the function, then you open parenthesis and then you write your parameters: variable 1 data type, comma variable 2 data type, comma variable 3 data type. Then you close the bracket and write returns and tell the data type of the outcome. Then at the end of, before closing your function or ending your function, you write the keyword return and then tell what process, what calculation, what thing the function needs to return to the main program. For example, a function to convert price from dollar to cents, function sum, a integer, b integer, returns integer. Sorry, this is a simple sum function. Wait, let me quickly correct. Here you go, all fixed. Okay, so basically this is a function to take in two numbers, add them and return the sum. So the function name we have chosen as sum. Then we have one integer by the name of a and the second is b, and it also returns an integer. Inside the function, what happens? We have a variable by the name of sum that adds a plus b together, saves the results, and then returns the value of sum to the main program end function. Because a function returns a value, it can be called by assigning the value directly into a variable. Always remember, don't use the term call with a function, as functions are supposed to return values. So rather we use them as assignment statements. We write the name of a variable, we apply the assignment operator, then we write the name of the function along with its parameters. For example, something like this: the total is sum 1020. So what is going to happen on the screen? It would be written total is, and then the value of sum would be displayed over here. Now over here, this is the second method. Basically, you can use the keyword print to directly print a value of a function as well if you have provided its correct parameters. Otherwise, first assign this whole thing to a variable by the name of total, and then do it. Both these methods of printing a value generated by a function are acceptable by the Cambridge examiner. Function call should always be same as the function definition, means you cannot use a different name to identify for the function itself when you are defining it, and use some other name or some other spelling when you are calling it, because of how the computer going to know that by using a different spelling you are referring to the same function. A function with no parameters can also be written. This is usually a function with no parameters can also be written. This is usually named as a nullary function in programming languages. Anyways, that name is not a part of our syllabus. You should just know that a function can be written that would not be using any parameters. This function is simply written like this: function, then identifier, inside the bracket no parameters, returns data type, then all of your statements and end function. Subroutine terminologies means the procedure or function terminologies. When procedure and functions are defined, the first statement in the definition is known as the header, which contains the name of the procedure or function, any parameters passed to the procedure or function, and their data type, the data type of the return value if you are writing a function. You won't be having this part if you are writing a procedure. The procedure would only contain these two values in its header, the very first statement. Over here, this first line is the header. Over here, this first line is the header, and all of it is known as function definition. A parameter is a variable in a function definition. It does not have a concrete value. Its value can keep changing. An argument, on the other hand, is a value passed during function invocation or function calling. Invocation is simply function calling. For example, like this, definition of this def keyword is used in programming languages. Well, rather it is basically used in Python. Def keyword is used to create a function. However, we in pseudocode we use the keyword function. This is just for an example. Don't write def in your actual paper. Foobar would be the name of the function. X and y would be parameter, return x plus y. And when you are actually calling or using that function foobar35, then over here, since you have, instead of variables, you have provided actual values, so these values would be known as arguments. Parameters can be passed on to a function or procedure in two ways: by value, a method of passing a parameter to a procedure in which the value of the variables cannot be changed by the procedure. This is known as passing parameters by value, where the procedure have no authority or have no have no way of changing the actual values stored in those numbers. Like over here, when we made this sum function, the value for a and b do not get changed. Even after the sum is returned as 30, the values stored in a and b remains the same as 10 and 20. They don't change. By reference, a method of passing a parameter to a procedure in which the value of variable can be changed by the procedure or the function. For example, you are adding two numbers and then you are storing the value or the answer in one of them instead of making a third variable by the name of sum. That would be a variable by passing a parameter by reference. Next we have subroutine interface. When a function or procedure is defined with parameters, parameter detail is defined in the subroutine header. Remember that subroutine basically means a function or a procedure. When the subroutine is called, arguments are supplied in brackets. The arguments supplied are assigned to the corresponding parameters or the corresponding variables. The order of the parameters must be same as the order in the list of the arguments. For example, over here this was your definition, foobar xy. So when you call it and pass on arguments, this 3 would be saved in X and this 5 would be saved in Y. Always remember that the order of parameters and arguments must be same. If this would be a division function and over here you want to divide 5 by 3 and mistakenly you provide the argument as 3, 5, you'll get the wrong answer. This is known as this subroutine interface. These points collectively are known as subroutine interface. Procedure calls are single standalone statements, whereas function calls are made as a part of an expression. This line, this key point is for when if the examiner would ask you to give a difference between function and procedure. Then we basically have two types of variables in our programming. The first one is known as global variable that can be used by any part of a program. Its scope covers the whole program. And then we have the local variables, which is only created inside a subroutine, means either inside a function or procedure, and it is destroyed or deleted or what you can discarded as soon as the function or procedure ends. It cannot be accessed by anyone outside the function or procedure. Its scope is restricted to only that part of the program. Second difference between procedure and function is that procedure do not return a value, whereas a function always returns a value, which we have already discussed above. So these are the two possible differences between procedures and functions. Writing efficient code. Use built-in libraries. You would be given an insert of many built-in libraries. So in your code, whenever you are answering a question from paper 2, use as much of them as you can, but don't use them unnecessarily. Make sure no unnecessary lines are included. You're in advanced level now, you're in A levels now, you're not in junior level. So your code must be precise. It must not contain unnecessary lines. It must be efficient. Loops shouldn't run unnecessarily. All the variables must be named properly. They must have meaningful identifiers, etc. That's everything you need to know for section 11.3. I hope you have understood everything. If you have any problems, please comment them below and I'll definitely get back to you. Secondly, if you want a hard copy of these notes, then you can order the study pack for AS level, or if you need or anyone you know needs a study pack for IGCSE or O levels computer science, or if you need good study notes for physics, IGCSE or O levels, there's a link down below in the description for the order form. You can fill it up and place your order. Lastly, if you have not subscribed to my channel already, please do so and share it with your friends as well. I'll see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, stay tuned, take care, Allah Hafiz.